folks, welcome back to Timberpunk, and before we carry on, I'm going to go through some changes that I've made, and then we're going to do playing some game. Yes, I know, I've done some prep for this one because we want to start making some expansions and some forward progress. So these guys have made another attempt at getting these to work. What I've done is I've split the logic out that I had. Actually, I need to come in here and just make sure that the rules are enabled because I had some of them paused. So what we've got now, if the pond is empty, pause. If the pond is full, resume, because that's what we want. If it's temperate and it's below 1.6, pause, because I want this to fill up. If it's not temperate and there's water there, resume. And I think that should hopefully work. It may not. Over here, I've told the Tapas Shack to pause if we are fully stocked on pine resin. And I have pre-placed some explosives to knock down these 3 plateaus so that we can get some more trees planted, because we need more trees. And I've moved the forester that was here to here because this guy couldn't plant these trees, and I've got rid of the lumberjacks that were here because these 4 cover a better area and we had those before. I've put in a lumberjack up here and marked these trees to be cut to start doing that, because long term I would like to be making use of this area. There are some goodies under here we might want to get to, and I think that's just a case of getting here and running a path down here, I think. I've put in some more construction, so let's have a look. Let's start this side. So this is just storage expansion. Some more plank storage, some more gear storage, Badwater storage and extract storage. These explosives are in. You'll see what I've also put next door. So we'll get that in as well. I think these are okay. So if our stock of Badwater is greater than 30 plus the capacity, we pause. Yep, that should be fine. And then here, we're going to expand our bot production. So we've got a bot part factory for each of the components. So it's probably easier to go in the back. So we've got chassis, limbs and heads, and basically they're set up to pause or resume when each of the components is fully stocked. We've got 2 assemblers. We've got a storage up here for each of the components, and they're just on 2 wide overhangs. I've put in a charger here. I've got a bunch more chargers set to be built, because I think we need a lot more bots. I've also automated this so that it pauses when it's a temperate cycle. And I think that was everything. Oh, I tidied up the... I had this set up wrong. I had this set up as if the gear workshop set up as if they were plank workshops, so sorted that out. Yeah. I think that's everything. So what I want to do is start prepping for this blowing, and kind of in the same way as we've done here, I want to give us a bit of control. Control freak. So what we're going to do is put in some floodgates. So I think if we put some double floodgates here, we're outside the blast radius, and that will allow us to control the flow, so that if too much bad water is coming off of this, it doesn't overwhelm down here. I don't want to have issues with so I've played this map before, and I remember this being quite a strong wood source, and I used this to create a perpetual power supply that fed water through quite a long zigzagging power thing, and it did both. It did this and it did that. So I'm a little bit concerned that if we don't do this, and realistically we also need to do this. We don't need to do this, but it'll look nicer than that. I'm a little bit concerned that if we don't do this, we're going to end up in trouble. Yeah, so to get to that, we're going to need to delete a few of those. We could either delete this to get the logs out of it, or we could get ourselves access to it by deleting those. And this is going to be a priority. It's going to need to be a priority, and probably it wouldn't be a bad idea to bring up some logs and planks. We are a little bit low on logs. I'm going to see if we can address that. I want to make this video not be another monster, many hour long video. So a few things that people suggested. Yes, we can move these up. Previously, we were not at a point. I also put a lumberjack here, ladders here, so we can start cutting down these trees. Previously, we were not at a point where we could store enough water in here that these needed to be too deeper. We are working towards that, and we can work towards that a little bit more. By clearing this out. So where we place stuff, if we get rid of those two trees, go over there, that way, through there, get rid of you, and then we'll come through here, get rid of some of these, get to these metal blocks, get rid of some of this, and then block this off. I really like the look of this area. It looks really cool. It's got some food. There is an aquifer here. Under here, I think this is new, question mark. There is a couple of geothermal fields, in fact 3 of them, and an ancient aquifer drill. I think this is new. I'm not certain. There's a mine there as well. I'm not sure if the mine is also new. I'd like to make use of this area at some point. Yeah, so we'll try and get to that. Obviously, we have a lot of building to do. We do have a reasonable amount of spare beavers, but I think before we can worry about that, we need to actually try to get that built and in. We need to have more trees going on, really. So, yeah. And we could... So we need to see where the contamination spreads to, really, I guess, to see where we can plant more trees. But anyway, we'll kind of crack on with things, because demolition inherently seems to get a low priority. I'm going to give that priority and not put that there, put a path there, because we want to get this done and we've got 10 days to do it. So yeah, let's go bots. We are building bots. We've got a lot of building to do because I put in a whole lot of new building for them to do. It's fine. You know, I guess we need to be aware of the fact that we might end up pausing our water pumps early. Because we've now deepened this, but we'll deal with that when we come to it. Once we get through this, we should be able to get to everything we need to delete in one go, so that's fine. We should prioritize building those, make sure they're prioritized by haulers as well, so the haulers bring up the materials that we need. That would be good. The other thing that I want to do, I'm going to remove the rules from these. Now I'll talk about one of your other questions. So someone asked about whether automation could be used to stop these at a percentage complete. You can't do that. There's no signal that comes out of these that measures percentage complete. You might be able to do some clever automation stuff, but so what I'm doing is I'm going to have these two running to try and stop the boom bust problem that we have with us hitting a level of population and all of these pausing. The other thing that I thought it might be worthwhile us doing is coming in here and planting a few more berries up here. Just to increase our berry production, because our number of berries is not very high. So yeah. Let's do that while we can. The other suggestion that someone had was if you could use the amount of stored power in here and automation to pause the engines. Now automation doesn't have a signal out of these of amount of power stored. It's to do with the tick rate of the game and causing lag. You can do it if you're really clever with automation, but we have smart power. And with smart power, you can have the engine set to keep the batteries at a percentage charge rate. Smart power and automation may play the same modder, so we don't need to worry about that. We can just let smart power do it. And it'll be fine. Smart power will handle that for us absolutely fine. Now we do have an issue at here, a challenge, an opportunity. In that we need to be able to reach out over these to build them, and I think we'll use a bridge for that. Got a decent amount of science, and it'll let us hopefully build them quicker. I guess if we got these deleted, we'd have access to a nice little lump of logs. And we'll see if we need to do that. We've got 9 days to get these built, so yeah. What I'd like to do then, if we can, is try and straighten this out and put some more water wheels in. But we'll see how we get on. So I am going to try and keep this video to about an hour. Hoping a double. Let's just pause for a sec. Yeah, single's not going to be high enough. I'll go for a double platform. And if we go closer, we can use a shorter bridge. So we could use a 3x in that case, I think. There and there. A few sets of stairs, and that should let us build all of that. Let's try and use automation to help control the fun. If we prioritize those two, that should also help as well. So there we go. Right. Haven't got to that yet, but this has got to be the priority. Have an spare bot, and we should start getting bots in here doing the bot replication. I forgot to set these. So planks, metal blocks, and I did that wrong. This is one of you should be a warehouse. That's annoying. We want one of you to be for gears. Replicate you. Path. Replicate you. And we have... So you need to be heads. Awesome. And yeah, we were using a lot of resources up because we're building heavily at the moment. And you can be for whatever you want to be. Let's make you for treated planks because we seem to have a lot of those on hand. And that's fine. So it would probably be beneficial if they came up and built that guy who is in range, because then they could start cutting down those trees. Yep. Right, that levy's in. That's in. So now let's get all of that prioritized so that they do that first, because otherwise they might do some of this other construction that we've given them. And we really need to get this done, so... It would be nice to be able to have more permanent power up here, but ultimately we want to cap this. We've got the science to unlock the discharge, we just don't have the components yet to build them with everything else that we've got going on. So as we get more bots, we can start to put bots in these, and that'll free up beavers to do things like hauling, and that'll be good because that'll start to improve our productivity. Hopefully. I guess they're going to build that one first anyway. I'm going to close these. Leave that open for now. But yeah. Yeah, I've got this horrible recollection from playing this map before that this does bad things when it goes off. So, and Mr. Evil Map Maker is evil. So, this has got 87 logs in it, which is quite nice. So we will get access to that at some point. What are they building the bridge? Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because I put that down first. I guess they're holding off on building that while they're building the bridge. Yeah. Get them to do that, maybe, because they shouldn't get stuck. Famous last words. We have Unstuckify, so, you know. Have Unstuckify. So one of the things I removed as well is I removed the 12 bot limit that we had put in the district. So that's why our number of bots is going up. And as we get more built, then that will increase as well. Yeah, I removed the 12 bot limit that I'd put in. Because now we would like more bots. Because we're going to have many more things to start dealing with. And there's a nice collection of trees over here. Once we get access, that we'll start cutting down. So, yep. What does that need? It needs planks. We've got a few planks, but a lot of planks are going into this. A lot of planks are going into all of this construction as well, I guess, and we've just built all of that. So, you know, we've built a lot of the things. How are we looking for trees over here? Some of them are about to kick in. That's good. This guy is cutting down the trees. We could give him a friend. And as the number of bots goes up, hopefully then we'll be able to start to clear more stuff as well. So that's in. So we just need that to be finished, and then they can build those. We've got 7 days to build 3 floodgates. That should be fine. That should be fine. You need that to be built. Okay, that needs planks. So yeah. And we need to see where this goes. We're going to need the irrigation barriers, probably. We'll come to that in a bit. Maybe we replace one more of these. Keeping an eye on things. Yeah, let's replace one more of these. And again, we'll have it the same. We'll just have it running free. Run free. That's going in. Yep. Cool. And these will have a max height as well. Yeah. Brilliant. We are getting a little bit low on logs, so let's liberate these. And let's encourage them to build that. Because that'll get this guy into all of this, which I have marked for cutting. Yay me. Once this is out of the way, they'll be able to knock that out pretty quick. We could cut these birch trees down, but I don't know, it feels like a bit of a waste. And they've gotten all the way around there. Okay. Fair enough. I mean, whatever gets it done. I kind of don't care. Kind of don't care. Could have done the same, but I really don't want to because this. Come on. Keep hammering away, Beaver. Keep hammering away. How are we doing? That one's nearly done. That one's not bad, actually. And that one's not too bad. So, yep. Keeping an eye on anything else. We've got unconnected buildings. Because they've not built that stuff yet. Okay, that's fine. Yep. That's right. That's all stuff that needs planks. So, that's probably why. So, we can now go there. Path. And we have more logs. You can just be normal now. Because we have all those logs there. And I bet they've done... Not quite done all the logs, actually. So, you know. That will help. And we'll recover some of this stuff as well afterwards, because we can always reopen these afterwards if we want to let more through. So this guy's now got access to a bunch of trees, which is good. 1.8 days left on the drought. We've got 5 days left on that, so that should be fine. It'd be really nice if we could get this stuff finished, but I guess we're struggling for components. You know, here's what it is. Here's what it is. It can only go so fast. And I haven't put nice rules in place to have these working better yet. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Right, that just needs 2 more planks, which I think these guys are bringing. So that's good. So we will set that to be emptied now, so that they bring those back down to where we need them. That's going to just be a normal one now. That could be emptied as well. That can be set on empty. That just need someone to come build it. And it's probably going to be a bot that's on no power, I would guess. So our army of haulers comes along. You take those out and put them somewhere more useful instead. Let's get rid of those and recover the resources that go with those. Yeah, there's going to be this slow-ass bot that's trundling his way along. So that's open. That's fine because that's our standard. You're doing your thing. Yep. How are we doing for explosives placement? Okay. Once we see what the contamination is going to look like, I think we'll start putting contamination barriers along that edge. Okay, so we've got those planted, but they're drying out. That's fine. We should remove that guy. That is it. So we can now delete that. I want to make sure we just delete what we want. Yep. Delete that. There we go. So that gives us a little bit more protection against this going off. So on to the next thing, which I think is trying to get access to more lumber. So I think if we do a bit of clearing up here, we could maybe put in some sort of forest, even if it's a little forest. And we could start to think about getting up there maybe. Yes, it's a long way, but there's also a lot of oak trees up there, so that'll be good. Actually have the game run, shall we? We'll leave that there. We'll just have it in case we need to bring resources up. I guess the same over here. It might be worth us just thinking about deleting some of these at some point. That should be in. That's a supply, I guess. So I'm not sure why of the logs that we've got 83 of them in there. I guess. Let's empty it. Let's bring them down into the main area. One explosives. Why are you paused? Oh, you're paused because we're out of Badwater. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I'd kind of like to up our explosive production. So we could do that by building another explosives factory. You know, that's how that works. Have you be a Badwater obtain. No, that's all okay. Oh, we've got a new. Oh, okay. Now, I think we should be okay here because this is blocked off, but this feels like a sign of this area starting to awaken. So I think we will start the process of getting in here to deal with this. So yeah. 3 beavers short. Let's encourage them to build that. Which is actually not bad considering we've got this guy. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that, actually. Not too worried about that. Let's prioritize building that. So these have kicked in now, which is good. Hopefully these 3 will be enough to fill up our Badwater store. Oh, they're not connected because they've not built that stuff yet. Yep, that's fine. We gave them quite a lot to do, so, you know. Okay. Could do with them getting a bunch of this stuff built, you know. I guess they're just not getting it built yet because there's a lot to build. That needs gears and metal blocks. Okay, yep. I've got 3 spare bots, so let's throw you in here. 1 spare bots. I could probably put you in actually over here because this is also quite a high injury chance. Feels sensible to me. We are here. You are here. Right. Let's prioritize those. And I guess we probably need to put a path in so they can get to them. Get a bot in here as well. I would like to get more Badwater stocked up, please, game. And seeing as we have haulers, let's get them hauling stuff to these guys. Because I think that would be useful. Over here. Just the case that they've not got to that. Yeah, okay. But I think we're going to have to divert our attention anyway, because I'm a little bit concerned about this. If I'm being completely honest. So we've got 65, 67 beavers. Okay. Should have 75. Oh, we have. "68 workers, 6 incapacitated." Okay. Those are at various. I'm going to slowly replace these and work on turning them off. They're nearly done. I forgot how many resources these guys took. But that's okay. That's okay. 1.3 days on the unstable core, 4 days on the Seep. Yeah, I still think this is going to be okay. Because it's a Seep. I think the only problem is it's going to fill this bottom bit with Badwater. Which makes our lives a little bit more difficult. Then going to want to come down here. along here. And ultimately work on blocking this up. Yeah, I'm trying to keep an eye on the recording time because I don't want to have another like hour and a quarter long epic. Only on 51 Badwater. That kind of sucks. We are producing a lot more extract, I guess, as well. We're using a lot of explosives up. Contamination doesn't spread that far, which is good. Yeah, that is pretty good. We can probably just pause, to be honest, for now. Yep. Can they get to you? They can get to you. That's good. And then we're going to have to do a curved stair to get down here. And a big old delete along there, which is going to be a bit of a fat, unless we go down this level because there's a bit less. That might be better, actually. A few less along there. So we'll do, ultimately, when we can get there, that. So we'll do a curved staircase there. Might as well cut down those few trees as well. Keeping us fed. We've got 17 bots, which is good. That one's almost done. That one's also almost done. Let's prioritize that one because they'll actually be connected to it. Yep. That's about to blow. There she blows. No tree popping up. That's not quite done yet. So other bot in here. They're running efficiently. They're just using it quite quickly, I think. So yeah. Oh well. Let's watch this guy explode. It's a nice way to remove a lot of thorns. It's a nice way to remove a lot of thorns. Oh, there it goes. But yeah, at the moment we are protected. So I'm going to leave it like that because we're generating enough power. So we could do with... We've got a lot of injured bees. No, we've just got some vacancies. Ah, because this has kicked in. Okay. 4,500 more, which is pretty darn nice. So the Seep is going to get active before we get to it. That is something that we cannot avoid. Get along here. And the idea is going to be to dam up. Well, it's dammed up high enough anyway at the moment, so yeah. It should be okay. But yeah, it just feels like kind of foreboding or warning, however you want to put it. And then yeah, what we could do is maybe desynchronize this and just there. a little bit through. To turbocharge our power grid. But we'll just need to keep an eye on it. Still waiting on metal blocks. They're still massively inefficient for some reason. That's on and prioritized by haulers. We have scrap metal. Scrap metal in. Yeah, I mean, we have scrap metal, so maybe we need to prioritize these guys by haulers. Right, so we have a spare bot. So you're going to get a bot. You get a bot. You get a bot. Right. So they're starting to work on ripping that out. Nervous about this. But we do what we can do. It would be really nice if we could actually make these things work. I'd like to prioritize by haulers on them. Okay, maybe I didn't. I've always had issues with metal production and like priority and stuff. So you're super high priority. Let's make you second priority. That needs metal blocks as well. So I guess these also need to be high priority. Everything's a priority, folks. Everything's a priority. Yep. That's just how it is. I wish they'd started working on that before they built that. Oh well. It was like, oh, they've got all the storages in. We can't fill them, but they've got them in. It feels like some of this stuff has taken forever when it really shouldn't have. Got a few trees there. Just about how we can put trees here, I guess. Preemptively, we will maybe not have that land irrigated all the time, but how are we doing on our population? So 60 and 8. So but these are all going to kick out at some point. What's the least complete one? You. So you're going to be replaced with one of those. You need metal blocks as well. Brilliant. Badwater is still only at 80, which is kind of crazy. But, you know, not a lot we can do about that. So you're going to work your way along. The alternative is that we go up and over these 4. So we do that. We do that. We do that. Do that. Which is a valid option. Which will save us destroying all of those. Then we need to come down like that. There's a bad tide approaches. Huzzah! And there's the Seep active. So And we have another one in 15 days, which is in here. So this one you can deal with relatively easily. You could deal with relatively easily previously on Timberpunk. You could just put levees here and it would block it. But the evil Mr. Mapmaker has put a hole here. So this leaks out now. So what we need to do is something else. Because we need to block this channel off. I hate you, sir. I hate you. So, we have 15 days to work our way through to here. Dude. Why? Why? Right. So, we're going to demolish that. I'm going to put a levee in there. This should be fine. Because it's a seep. It can only go to 0.8. These are both blockages, so that will stop that. We need to deal with this problem, which we might not get to in today's video. We do not need you deleting these. We do not need you to get stuck. We should put in a couple of warehouses up here. One for logs and one for planks. We should prioritize those. We should have them prioritized by haulers. Yes, this has got fuller than these will be able to work. At the moment, we're not going to worry about that. Our water supply is good enough that this is not a problem. It's also going to flood this. We'll move this guy. And that'll give him access to a few more logs as well. Did I actually? I did, yeah. So let's prioritize building you, and you've been paused. Oh, you are a person of a kind. Particularly with a bad tide coming now. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Can't believe it's taken us so long to get all of this built as well. The fact we've got a bad tide coming is good, because it will help with our inability to stockpile Badwater. It will help with our inability to get explosives going. That's all in. So H for boom. And that can go. Can now plant a few more trees. Let's do that. If we put in a bit more irrigation, we'd be able to plant quite a few more trees. But, you know, make do with what we can make do with. Might be worth me putting levee some dams across there. Try and keep some of that irrigation going. Don't know how much that'll help. But it'll stop them pumping it out at least. So, you know, that's a good thing. Did we ever get this built? We did. Okay. But we didn't ever get these deleted. So, but I think we need to prioritize working over here. More than anything else. So, yeah. You're going to be an obtain. You're an obtain. So that's good. You are doing a thing. Yeah, let's throw some bots in there. Start getting bots making planks. That'll help. We have a bad tide coming, so we could do that, and they can just keep working away slowly on stocking that up. That makes sense to me. We'll get that done. Yep. So let's just carry on. Let's just carry on. So once we're there, we're going to come across here. Going to delete those. Come down. So we'll delete those. This is okay. Yep. Yep, I think we'll go to the start of the bad tide and call it a day there, folks, with work in progress. But, you know, if I try and go to the end of all the projects, these are going to be like 3-hour-long videos, which some of you will enjoy, but not all of you. Over here, got into some of the trees, so I guess if we mark some of these to be demolished and just make it low priority. Then that'll be an okay thing. And I suppose we could come up here, put in a low priority irrigation pond. I want these to be low priority as well. Just going to delete that. It's 6 logs. For 6 logs, I'm sure the community's not going to collapse. When the community collapses because of a shortage of 6 logs, you can remind me of that. 20 bots, only 55 working beavers, which kind of sucks. It kind of confuses me. I guess we're in that lag period that I spoke about, where we've got a lot of children and pods waiting to pop. Which is what I was hoping these ones that are running constantly would stop. But not yet. almost down here, so that's good. And we are rapidly approaching the hour. So, yeah. My dog in the background, probably. That's nearly in. That's the bad tide starting. Just gonna, just in case things go a little bit haywire, let's just let's just close that up. Seem a little bit spicy. Seem a little bit spicy down there. So I'm just going to do that a second. I guess the benefit if we do it this way is we get pure Badwater rather than the mix. Well, we get that anyway now because it's a bad tide. So, you know. Anyway, so you need to be a levy. And then path all the way around there. Take those out. And then when we come in here, the question is whether I remove the natural dam or just like, jam this full of levies. And you can let me know what you think is a good idea. Because I think we're going to end things there, folks. So, food's a bit wonky. Because we're short of labour. So, let's just throw a few of those spare bots in there. That will help with that. Because we've got a lot of unprocessed food. Yes, I know. So I have a condition. That means I don't always notice the bigger picture. I sometimes hyper-focus on things. Seems to be a common trait with Timberborn players. Yeah. So we've managed to stay positive on logs at least. Which is good. The Badwater's going up. The explosives is pretty static at the moment, which is not so good. The beaver population is not where I would like it. That one's quite low, so let's replace that with one of those as well. And we're just going to let those run constantly for a bit. Hopefully the bot population picking up will carry some of the slack in the decline in beaver population. In time, we'll improve our tree situation. In time, I would like to impermeable floor this off. Oh, sorry, contamination barrier this off. So that we can grow more trees across this whole area. But we do what we can do for now. We encourage them to delete those. We can get down here and get to some of this stuff. There's 36 explosives down there. Hopefully the extra explosives factory is going to help us with our explosive situation. But yeah, that's it for now, folks. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, click the like button. Hoping our numbers pick up. I guess we've maybe been eating the berries. A good supply of kohlrabi, but getting bots in here is going to help with getting these going. 'Cause, yeah, we've got a lot of unprocessed food. Yes, I know. So I have a condition. That means I don't always notice the bigger picture. I sometimes hyper-focus on things. Seem to be a common trait with Timberborn players. We'll also... Why did I have them deprioritized? That's a good question. Let's bump the priority up on them as well. Once we've got the science, we'll maybe get some bots going in here. That should be a low priority. No, that rule's wrong. That rule should only be if... That's why I deleted it, I think. If season equals drought, resume, save, duplicate, invert, save and close. So you go. Yeah. Better net. Still only at 23%. Just not getting the scrap metal over. Let's prioritize that as well by haulers. I mean, we probably don't have many haulers at the moment, so that'll be a problem. There's your problem. Hopefully the population will pick up. That's not really about hope, is it? We're about to get berries kicking in there. These will kick in about 12 days. They're a way off yet. Yeah. Oh well. I'm not sure why there's a platform there. But there's not now. Yeah. Anyway. So let me know what you think. Well, I'm super sneaky, sir. But we will deal with this. This is frustrating as well, that these are next to each other, so you can't stop this one. Well, I guess you can, but you've got to go round all of it. Yeah. Anyway, I'm waffling. Thanks to the patrons and the YouTube channel members, and I will see you all next time.